Well, good afternoon and welcome to Owasso Lady Ram softball, ironing out some technical difficulties here in this regional championship as Muskogee came to the plate early on, able to generate a walk to start out the game, and then we had a bang-bang play. It was Smith at the plate, Trulakis able to get the strikeout, and on the play, Normore trying to steal second base, and Isom makes a great play to receive the catch from KK Knight and get the tag, so a double play, and then Isom with another over-the-shoulder catch at shortstop as Muskogee goes down 1-2-3. Now up for the Lady Rams, KK Knight leading it off as she looks at ball one. Give you that batting order here. It'll be Knight, followed by Kaylee Isom, Ty Edwards, and Peyton Maggard. Aubrey Arias, followed by Sydney Thomas, Alexis Kesterson, Allie Flanagan, and Trinity Scott as Knight looks at another pitch. That's ball two. Kyra Rowland in the circle today for the Lady Ruffers. Pitch low for ball three. Lady Ruffers yesterday were beaten by Ponca City 9-3. It was a back-and-forth game until Ponca City was able to put 5 runs on in the 5th inning as a called strike. KK Knight taking a 3-0 pitch. And Owasso able to win yesterday's game 7-5. We'll go into detail more about that throughout this game. And then a pitch low for ball four, so a leadoff walk issued to KK Knight. She'll get the free pass down to first base. Today in an elimination game, Ponca City and Muskogee. Muskogee able to generate a run in the bottom of the 4th and 6th innings. They had a 2-0 lead going into the top of the 7th against the Lady Wildcats and ended up winning that game 2-1. That eliminates Ponca City and brings Muskogee here in this championship game. Kaylee Isom will step up to the plate, hitting .440 on the season. First pitch is low for ball one. Isom leads the Lady Rams with 6 triples, she has 6 home runs. Actually, 6 triples on the season. Came in relief yesterday in the circle and pitched outstanding. She had 2 base hits and 2 RBIs in yesterday's contest. Also scored a run in that 3rd inning for Owasso. There's a ball lifted out towards center field. It's going to drop fair into play, and Knight will. Actually, we're going to have a courtesy runner. I believe that's Bailey Brooks that's running. She'll come safely into second base, and the Lady Rams making some noise here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Runners at first and second. Ty Edwards will step in, the Lady Ram first baseman. Talked to her before the game. Excited to have the opportunity to go to Southern Illinois University. First pitch, called strike one. Peyton Maggard awaits on deck. Edwards had a base hit yesterday and also scored one of the Rams' 7 runs. That pitch is low for ball one, so a 1-1 count to Edwards. Appreciate you joining us here again today in regional action. A beautiful day here in Owasso. The 1-1 pitch, and it's an off-speed pitch for a called strike. So Edwards behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hitting .432 on the season. And set a Lady Ram home run record this year with 14 home runs. Has to stick her bat out and tip this ball up. The sun, a bit of an issue, but the second baseman, Ruffin, able to make the catch. Runners unable to advance and 1 out here in the 1st inning. That'll bring up Peyton Maggard. Maggard, the Lady Rams second baseman, had a great day defensively as well as at the plate. 2 hits in the game. Both doubles as she looks at a called strike 1. Maggard, a .282 hitter on the season. Looking for RBIs here to get the Rams on the board. She hits one hard, but it drifts into the air at second base, and the catch is made. So back-to-back outs with runners at first and second. That'll bring up Aubrey Arias.
Now batting number 15, Aubrey Arias.
Arias steps in on the right side. And she drills one right at second base. A hard hit shot, but caught there by the second baseman Ruffin. The Lady Rams leave 2 runners stranded, unable to get any runs across. We head to the top of the second inning. No score in our contest. This is Lady Rams softball on your Owasso Sports Network.
Life is always in our ear about opportunities, exploring them, seizing them, taking a moment to breathe them in. When speed is crucial and completion is the end goal.
We gotta move a little faster.
But sometimes completion isn't the end, but the next beginning. Tulsa's first, Tulsa's only, Level 1 Trauma Center.
Leading off for Muskogee here in the top of the second inning, Jaquias Gandy. Left-hander steps in and looks at ball 1. Andy, the Lady Rougher center fielder. These 2 teams have met 3 times this season. Owasso winning all 3. It wasn't easy, as that pitch apparently just off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to Gandy. First meeting between these 2 teams down at Muskogee. The Lady Rams with an 8-4 victory. And a pitch must have been high for ball 3. They met again 4 days later in the Owasso Festival. And the Lady Rams with a 1-run victory, 4-3. And a called strike on Gandy. So the count goes 3-1. It'll be Gandy followed by Kyra Rowland and then A.J. Stewart. Here in the top of the second inning, no score contest. She'll foul one off over to the Lady Ram locker rooms. So a full count on Gandy. Give you that Lady Ram defense here in just a moment. Another foul back to the screen. On the infield, it's Aubrey Arias at third base. Ty Edwards over at first base. Up the middle's Kaylee Isom at shortstop and Peyton Maggard at second base. The pitch from Trulakis, and it's lifted high over on the right side, and Maggard is able to go back and make a nice catch for the first out of the inning. She had a big day defensively yesterday and started out here again today. In the outfield for the Lady Rams, Sydney Thomas in left field, Trinity Scott over in right field, and Allie Flanagan in straightaway center. Another pop fly out towards left and another nice catch. as Sydney Thomas comes in and makes a basket catch, if you will, for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 15.
That'll bring up A.J. Stewart. Stewart will hit from the right side. Trulakis in the circle. KK Knight behind the plate. First pitch is just high for ball one. 1-0 count with 2 outs. And then a pitch right at the knees for a called strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. Gorgeous afternoon here on campus of Owasso High School. And then a pitch high for ball 2. Very similar conditions today as to what we had yesterday. Lady Rams trying to punch their ticket back to the state tournament. The defending Class 6A state champions is another high pitch, and the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Trulakis gets the sign. Now the delivery. And they're going to say ball 4. Second walk issued by Trulakis.
Now batting number 29, Jemiah Maxwell.
Jemiah Maxwell will step in on the right side. Stewart at first base and a called strike 1. Best pitch in baseball. First pitch struck. And a nice off-speed pitch that she drops in and just locks up the hitter. And Trulakis ahead now in the count 0-2. A beautiful pitch that time. We mentioned these teams have met 3 times. That third meeting here at Owasso, the Lady Rams able to come out with another win. 4-2 as Trulakis able to get the strikeout, her first of the game, and leave the runner stranded at first base. We move to the bottom of the second inning. No score in our contest. This is Lady Rams Softball on your Owasso Sports Network.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling. The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Welcome back to Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast Booth. From check engine light diagnostics to full engine repair services, go see Ray Adcock and his team at Christian Brothers Automotive in Owasso. Heading to the bottom of the second inning, Sydney Thomas will lead it off for the Lady Rams. She'll stand in on that right side and look at a pitch just at the knees for strike 1. Thomas had a nice catch there in the second inning as she foul tips into the box, and she's behind 0-2. Thomas will be followed by Alexis Kesterson, the designated player, and then Allie Flanagan. And Trinity Scott And there's a ground ball to the shortstop, the scoop and throw to first base, and they're going to say safe. Normore at short, just a bit slow with the scoop and throw to first. And it's going to be a leadoff single for Thomas. She was 0 for 3 yesterday, but comes out today. Her first plate appearance. It's going to be a single for the Lady Rams and no outs. Now Alexis Kesterson will stand in, and she started to shoot a bunt, a snap throw down to first base from the catcher Smith. It was a high throw, but a good snack by the second baseman covering, Sedera Ruffin. No balls and one strike, runner at first. Rowland now with the delivery. Pitch is high. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield a little deeper today than yesterday's defense. The 1-1 pitch, Kesterson tried to square to bunt, couldn't get it down, and so now 1 ball and 2 strikes with Thomas down at first base. Coach Eicher hoping that she was able to get that down, but unable to do so. Now the 1-2 pitch. And she was hit by the pitch. That'll move the runners over. Maybe not the way you drew it up.
Now batting number 4, Allie Flanagan.
Now Allie Flanagan will step up for the Lady Rams. Flanagan hitting .319 on the season. She's a threat to steal if she gets on base. Leads the Lady Rams with 6 stolen bases on the season. She'll square to bunt. It's a nice bunt right in front of home plate, and the ball is dropped at first base, and the run alertly from third scores, and the runners advance on the errant throw to home plate. The Lady Rams lead 1-0. Nice job that time on the bunt. And then the error by the Lady Ruffers. So Owasso now with runners at second and third, no outs. Trinity Scott stands in, hitting from the left. She had a big day yesterday for the Lady Rams. 9-hole hitter with 2 hits in the game, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, a walk, and an opportunity here to add to her RBI total as she looks at ball 2. Flanagan, the runner down at second base, Kesterson at third. Bottom third of the order, starting to generate some offense here for the Lady Rams. They lead 1-0. Rowland's delivery, an off-speed pitch. It's in for cold strike. Not the pitch Scott was looking for. Swing and a miss. That'll even the count it, or bring us to a full count, excuse me. No outs here in the inning. Runs at second and third. There's a ball lifted high out towards right field. This one's got a chance, and it's out of here. The home run by Trinity Scott, a 3-run shot. And her teammates stand at home plate ready to celebrate as Owasso jumps in front 4-0. Her 4th home run of the season. a great job of being patient at the plate. Right off the bat, you could tell that one had a chance.
Now batting number 10, KK Knight.
That'll take us back to the top of the order. KK Knight. There's the bases. And still no outs here in this second inning as Knight looks at a called strike one. KK Knight hitting .429 on the season. Standing on that left side, she's headed to the University of Missouri to play for the Lady Tigers as that pitch is blown away for ball one. Rolling with another delivery. Knight hits it hard out towards center field. Off the center field wall. Knight circles first base and comes into second, sliding safely for another double. She opened up the inning yesterday for the Lady Rams and does it again here today in the second inning. KK Knight now with 14 doubles on the season. They'll send a courtesy runner in for her at second base as Kaylee Isom will step in. She looks at ball one. Much different energy level here for the Lady Rams today in the early going. And a ground ball to the shortstop. Pick up the throw over to first base in time for the first out of the inning, and that will move the runner over to third base for the Lady Rams.
Now batting number 16, Tylen Edwards.
One out here in the inning, and Ty Edwards coming up to the plate with a runner at third. Roland with the delivery, and this ball is lifted high behind first base, but the second baseman drops the ball. And then coming home is Bailey Brooks, alertly slides in head first safe, and the Lady Rams lead 5-0. So now Ty Edwards will be down at first base. Trinity Scott with the big hit of the inning. There's a ball hit here toward left field, and that'll move the runners over. Left fielder bobbled the ball for a moment, but runners unable to advance. Edwards will stay at second base. That was Peyton Maggard again. Base hit.
Now batting number 15, Aubrey Arias.
Now Aubrey Arias will step in for the Lady Rams. First pitch. You can tell the Lady Rams coming in a bit more aggressive here today. Couple of nice plays. Also had a base hit in that game and an RBI. She'll hit one hard out, just nearly out the outstretched arms of the shortstop, but Normore was there to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 2, Sydney Thomas.
And so the Lady Rams will now have batted around as Sydney Thomas, who led off this second inning, back at the plate. She lifts on high in foul territory over to the Muskogee dugout, bounces out of play. Edwards remains at second base. Peyton Maggard over at first. Swing and a miss. So Thomas behind in the count. 0-2. She led the inning off here with a single. Trying 2 hits in the same inning. Off-speed pitch is hit past the shortstop, who runs into the umpire. The left fielder throws it into third base, and Coach Eicher, being very aggressive, waves Ty Edwards home. Lady Rams extend their lead 6-0 here in this second inning.
Now back number 6, Alexis Kesterson.
Sydney Thomas 2 for 2 with the RBI. Both singles here in this bottom of the second inning. The Lady Rams lead 6-0. And Alexis Kesterson will step in for Owasso. Peyton Maggard, the runner at third base. Kesterson looks at a pitch. They'll say ball 2. Timeout, as the Lady Ruffers will have a meeting in the circle. Want to thank our friends at Waldo's Chicken, the official watch party for Owasso Athletics. Don't miss a moment of Owasso Athletics this season. Head to Waldo's Chicken and enjoy the action on 15 TVs paired with unbeatable specials all night long. That's Waldo's Chicken, the official watch party for Owasso Athletics. Now Roll delivers the 3-0 pitch. It's a called strike as the count goes 3-1. And then another called strike as the count is full. 2 outs here in the inning. Lady Rams have put 6 runs across so far. Maggard at third base and swing and a miss, but not before the damage is done. The Lady Rams with 5 hits in the inning, 1 left on base, but 6 runs across. That's where we are as we move to the top of the third inning. Owasso 6, Muskogee 0.
Hi, this is Ray Adcock with Christian Brothers Automotive in Owasso. This year marks 13 years since we opened the doors for business. You see, our family lives in Owasso, we own a business here, we attend church here, and all 4 of our kids have gone to school here. We live in this community too, and we fully expect that we'll see our customers again at the grocery store, at a local restaurant, or at a Friday night football game. We have a built-in accountability system to our customer base because we also do life in Owasso. So thank you for letting us serve your family by servicing your family car.
Leading it off for the Lady Ruffers here in the top of the third inning, it'll be the 8-hole hitter, Arius Jordan, then followed by Sedaris Ruffin, and back to the top of the order with Normore. Trulakis in the circle. First pitch is ball 1 to Jordan. Jordan hitting on the right side, and she'll look at a called strike as the count goes 1-1. Jordan, the Lady Rougher right fielder, and her first opportunity here at the plate today. Trulakis with delivery off speed. Jordan way ahead of it. The ball comes over, lands in the Lady Ram dugout. No opportunity there for Arias. The pitch from Trulakis in for a ball. So the count goes 2-2. And another pitch fouled back to the screen, so the count remains the same. Trulakis coming in with a record of 19-3 on the season. She has a 2.72 ERA. Isom came in relief yesterday for her and also did an outstanding job in the circle. And pitch is low as the count goes to full. Lady Roughers in the first 2 innings have gone down 1-2-3 in the first inning. They sent 4 hitters to the plate in the second as there's a line drive out to straightaway center. Allie Flanagan has that, makes the catch, and 1 out here in the top of the first inning.
Now batting 11, Sierra Ruffin.
That'll bring Sedera Ruffin to the plate. Muskogee, second baseman. She'll hit from the right side. And then she'll lift one, the first pitch, out in the right field. Running in, making the catch, Trinity Scott, and then 2 quick outs here in the top of the third inning. Looked like that ball might drop for a moment, but Scott had the defensive play perfect. So coming out off of that home run offensively for Owasso, making play in the field as well. That takes us back to the top of the order. Charlie Normore. She'll look at strike 1. As we got things started today, she opened the game up with a walk. She'll look at a pitch just off the plate. Umpire gave a long look at that. Count goes 1-1. Normore was at first base, and Kalisha Smith, who is on deck, was at the plate. Off-speed pitch, lifted high, out towards left field, fighting the sun. Thomas makes the catch, and Muskogee goes down in order, 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We move to the bottom of the third inning. It's Owasso 6, Muskogee 0.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it loving others. Spend it knowing you're loved. Spend it nourishing your body. Spend it strengthening your soul. Spend it planning out every little detail. Spend it knowing you're part of a bigger plan. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Welcome back to Owasso as we head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Allie Flanagan leading off for Owasso, followed by Trinity Scott, and then back to the top of the order for KK Knight. Flanagan had that bunt, and Muskogee was unable to make the play. That opened up a big Second inning for the Lady Rams as she lines one that's just scooped off the ground by the second baseman, Sadara Ruffin, for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 3, Trinity Scott.
Now Trinity Scott will stand in. A 3-run home run in that second inning, and that opens things up for Owasso. They'd already scored 1 run, and then she takes a pitch right in the middle of the back. And she'll run down to first base. Taking her time. That one, thank God, just in the best, worst possible place. 2-hit batsman in the game by Rowland. Give Scott some time down there to maybe shake that off. She appears to be okay.
Now batting number 10, KK Knight.
KK Knight will step in. First pitch called strike 1. Knight walked back in the first inning and had a double and scored in the second inning. And another pitch just off the plate evens the count at 1-1. Appreciate you joining me here this afternoon. Gorgeous day here in Owasso. And a 6-0 lead makes it even better. And the ball just plops out of the hand of Rowland in the circle. She swung her arm to make the pitch, and the ball came out, landing in the circle, but very alertly, Scott moves from first to second base. Just one of those weird plays, and I think Rowland just kind of stopped, and I don't know if she was embarrassed or was wondering what happened herself, but a great job by Trinity Scott as she moved into second base. No play down there. So 2 balls and 1 strike now to KK Knight at the plate. Knight in the leadoff spot, but she has 23 RBI. He drills one out towards center field, near the ball, over the head of the center fielder. 1 run will score. It looked like Gandy may have had a beat on the play, but right at the wall. The ball was just over her glove, and it's an RBI stand-up double for KK Knight, her second of the game. Lady Rams with that run now lead 7-0. One out in the inning. Kaylee Isom at the plate. She shows bunt. And pulls the bat back. Bailey Brooks will be the courtesy runner for KK Knight at second base. Off-speed pitch is just nubbed to the shortstop. Her throw is not in time. It's going to be an infield base hit for Isom, who's able to beat it out. It was a soft roller to the shortstop. Normore made as good a play as she could on it, but unable to throw it to first base in time. And 2 hits now in the inning. Brooks at second base, unable to advance, so that'll bring up Ty Edwards with runners at first and second. Edwards at the plate, looks at ball 1. Reached on an error back in the second inning, that big second inning, as she fouls one over here right toward our Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth. I guess it would actually be the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast deck here in left field. Want to thank the Lady Rams for getting us set up out here so we can bring you this action today. Regional championship here in Owasso. Rolling, and another pitch fouled off here to the near side. So Edwards behind in the count 1-2. One out in the inning. Coach Eicher imploring Edwards to protect the plate here and maybe get a couple more runs across. Lady Rams lead 7-0. Fastball back to the screen. Lady Ram dugout making some noise here. A lot more fun when you're ahead by 7 runs. Edwards at the plate. Here's the pitch. High and away for ball 2. Peyton Maggard on deck for Owasso. Rolling with the delivery, off speed, and it's lifted high over to the right side, and this will fall harmlessly out of play behind the rubber dugout. So the count remains 2-2. And then a pitch right down the middle. And it's going to be the first strikeout, actually the second strikeout of the game for Rowland. 2 outs now in the inning. Peyton Maggard at the plate. She's had a hot bat as of late. And she lifts one high and foul out of play over toward the right side. As we mentioned, Maggard had a nice day yesterday, 2 hits, and defensively very active at second base. Trying to add to this Ram total here in the 3rd inning. Ground ball to third base. The throw over to first, and it's off the first baseman's glove. Coach Eicher's going to send 2 runners home. Brooks scores. Diving in behind her and called out at the plate is Kaylee Isom. And so that will end this inning as the Lady Rams able to get 2 more runs across as they lead Muskogee 8-0 here in this regional championship. This is Lady Rams softball on your Owasso Sports Network.
The Folds of Honor exists to meet sacrifice with hope. When U.S. service members and first responders are killed or disabled, the Folds of Honor steps in with life-changing scholarships for their spouse and children. This noble mission holds the power to unite Americans. As we link arms and pledge our unwavering support to those who protect our freedom and our families. Join us.
Welcome back to Owasso as we move to the top of the 4th inning. It's Owasso leading Muskogee here in this regional championship game as the defending state champion Lady Rams trying to get back to the state tournament. Leading it off for Muskogee will be Kalisha Smith. Trulakis fires in strike one. Trulakis 2 strikeouts on the day. And Muskogee unable to really get anything going as a ball is lifted high and foul out of play behind the visitor bleachers. No balls and 2 strikes to Smith, the rougher catcher. And then a pitch right down the middle. No, he says no. So a 1-2 count on Smith. Trulakis gets her sign and the delivery, and pitch low and inside for ball 2. Two count on Smith. And a swing and a miss as, are they going to say foul tip as that one goes rolling back to the screen. So Smith able to stay alive at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch by Trulakis, and again, umpire just not giving us any breaks here today as the count goes to full. Full count on Smith. The payoff pitch from Trulakis is drilled foul here on the base coach's box. Head coach Mark Dykes in that coach's box. He's a very decorated fast pitch high school and college coach here in Oklahoma. And then a ball hit hard to Isom. It's short, moves to the left, makes the catch. 1 out in the inning.
Now, number 22, Gabby Davis.
That'll bring up Gabby Davis. Talking about Coach Dykes, he coached the Dewey Lady Bulldoggers from 1987 to 1999. Won 4 state championships there. Off-speed pitch lifted high here in foul territory and one able to make a play. So an 0-1 count on Davis. Coach Dykes, as we mentioned, 4 state championships. He was National Coach of the Year in 1994. Spent some time at Seminole State and then also Rogers State University. Spent 7 years at Pryor where he won another state championship, was runner-up twice with the Lady Tigers. As the count now 1-1. And then a ball down the first base line, foul. Count goes 1-2. And then now, Coach Dykes in at Muskogee trying to rebuild this Muskogee Lady Rougher program. He's actually in the Oklahoma Fast Pitch Coaches Hall of Fame, a place I would expect to see Coach Shane Eicher someday, the Owasso High School 1991 grad. Played baseball and football for the Rams. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. That pitch is low, so the count goes full. Jakias Gandy is on deck for the Lady Roughers. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Lady Rams lead 8-0, and a swing and a miss as Trulakis is able to record her 3rd strikeout of the ball game. 2 outs now in the inning. That'll bring up Gandy, who flew out to second base in the second inning. She'll hit from the left side. Trulakis, the righty. Off-speed pitch, drops in for a called strike one. Gandy, the center fielder for this Muskogee ball club. And a ball hit to Haley Isom at shortstop, and Muskogee again down in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Owasso 8, Muskogee 0. Here on your Owasso Sports Network.
My experience coming to the dealership was very friendly, very supportive, and they treated me like family, treated me like just one of their own. They made it pretty easy to learn how to buy a truck for like a first-time car owner. Knowing that I have a place where my truck will be taken care of by some great people over there, it makes me feel pretty good.
I've been here different times of the day. Mornings, everybody's kind of getting up, but everybody, when I've walked in, has a smile on their face. Afternoon, it seems like the smile never went away. Coming somewhere where it's honest and friendly and you become part of a family when you buy here and they understand your needs.
Find your new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram during the Make This the Summer event only at Jim Glover Dodge.
Welcome back to Owasso, where the Lady Rams lead 8-0 over Muskogee. Big inning in that second inning where the Lady Rams able to play 6 runs. They added 2 more in the third. That's where we are. As Aubrey Arias will step up. Line one out to left, and the catch is made by the left fielder, Jemiah Maxwell. Nice hit ball, but a nice defensive play as well. And 1 out here in the fourth inning. Want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring you Owasso Lady Rams softball today. First Bank of Owasso, the Jim Glover Auto Family, St. Francis Health System, Total Bone and Joint, Ascension St. John, and Shields. Also Oklahoma's Credit Union, Christian Brothers Automotive, State Farm Agent Casey Miller, and First United Mortgage. Sydney Thomas at the plate. Looks at ball 1. And the second pitch is outside for ball 2. Thomas 2 for 2 on the day. She had 2 singles, both of those in the second inning. Also scored a run. Fastball in for strike 1. So a 2-1 count on the lady left fielder. Roland on the mound as that ball lifted over second base, and she drops in another base hit, 3 for 3 on the day for Thomas. That'll bring up Alexis Kesterson. She scored a run back in the second inning. Stands in on the right side. Looks at ball 1. Allie Flanagan on deck for the Lady Rams. Thomas at first base. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. Warm afternoon here in Owasso. The delivery from Roland, and it's fouled back to the screen. Talked about Coach Eicher taking over Owasso as the head softball coach back in 2001. Inducted into the Owasso Athletic Hall of Fame in 2020 as that ground ball gets past the shortstop into left field. So back-to-back singles here by the Lady Rams in the fourth inning. Thomas now at second base, Kesterson at first base, and Allie Flanagan at the plate with one out in the inning. She'll ground one to second, and it's bobbled, and the throw not in time. So an error by the second baseman, unable to get the throw out, and Lady Rams have the bases loaded with one out.
Now batting, number 3, Trinity Scott.
And Trinity Scott, who has just been on a tear the last 2 days here in this regional, it's your 9-hole hitter. As she looks at a pitch right at the knees for strike one. Today had the big home run in the second inning, was hit by a pitch in the third inning, and scored in both innings. A 3-run home run. She'll ground one over to the first baseman, and Balding gets away. And the Lady Rams just playing station to station right now. An error on the first baseman. And the score now 9-0 Owasso. Everybody moves up, and we're back to the top of the order. KK Knight. She looks at ball one. She's got 2 doubles in the game, 2 for 2, and 2 runs scored. Still just one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And then a pitch low and away for ball one, which will even the count at 1-1. Kaylee Isom on deck for Owasso. I was incorrect. That pitch was a ball, so it's 2-0 count. And now 3-0. No place to put her, so get an RBI walk out of this. The pitch from Rowland, and it's hit hard out towards right field. This is going to fall in and bounce over the fence for a ground rule double, so 2 runs will score. Scott will end up at third base. And KK Knight, 3 for 3 on the day with 3 RBI, or 3 doubles. 2 runs score, and that extends this Lady Ram lead 11-0 here in the fourth inning. Now Kaylee Isom will step in. First pitch inside corner for strike one. She singled back in the first inning. Now she'll ground the ball to the left side, scoop and throw to first, and 2 outs in the inning. That'll move the runner Brooks up to third base. That'll bring up Ty Edwards. Looking for her first hit of the day. And she hits one hard out into left field. This one's going to go to the wall. She's going to circle first and slide safely into second base. And another run scores for the Lady Rams. They now lead 13-0.
Now batting number 1, Peyton Maggard.
So a 2-out double by Edwards. Another RBI. And Owasso leading 13-0. Peyton Maggard at the plate. I'm telling you, the Lady Rams are coming up, and they are ready for that first pitch. They are swinging the bats here today. Mag 1 for 3 on the day with a single. A speed pitch hit towards third, and it gets away from the third baseman. And Coach Eicher's going to hold the runner at third base. Maggard will end up at second base.
Now back to Owasso, number 15, Aubrey Arias.
Aubrey Arias now at the plate. First pitch, high. Runners at second and third. Arias hitting from the right side. The pitch from Rowland. It's hit hard just at the shortstop. A one hop over first base in time, but not before the Lady Rams do some damage here in this fourth inning. 5 runs to go for the total as they lead Muskogee 13-0. This is Lady Rams softball here on your Owasso Sports Network.
Now let's talk about Tackle Tuesday. I think it's a good idea. If you're not being productive, if you're not being fun, you get tackled.
Hey, Sarah, I asked for these reports at 2 o'clock. It is now 2:03.
But don't worry, Rambo would never tackle a guest.
Well, break time's over. Time to go serve some customers.
I'll come over there when I'm good and ready.
Welcome back here to Owasso as the Lady Rams leading 13-0 in this regional championship. Kyra Rowland at the plate, looks at strike one. And then taps one into left field for the first hit of the game for the Lady Ruffers. Trulaxis has been exceptional in the circle here today, giving up the first hit of the game for the Ruffers here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up A.J. Stewart. She looks at ball one. Stewart walked back in the 2nd inning but was left stranded at first base. Then she'll look at a called strike. So the count goes 1-1. And excuse me, swing, they're going to say she went as the count goes 1-2. The Lady Ruffer first baseman stepping in with a 1-2 count. And the pitch just off the plate evens the count at 2-2. And then a called strike three, caught looking. Great pitch from Trulakas. And her 4th strikeout of the day. Now Jemiah Maxwell will step in. She was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Stands in on the right side. And it lifts a ball out towards center field, but drifting over is Allie Flanagan, makes the catch. 2 outs here in the inning. Now Arius Jordan will step in for the Lady Roughers. She flew out to Flanagan back in the 3rd inning. Look at a pitch low for ball 1. Drew Lockus trying to finish this out and swing and a miss. Nice pitch there as the count goes to 1-1. Here's the delivery, and it's lifted high on the infield. KK Knight comes out of the catcher's box and makes the catch, and the Lady Rams have punched their ticket. They will return to the state tournament to defend their championship with a 13-0 victory here today in Owasso over the Muskogee Lady Roughers. We'll take a timeout, come back, and wrap this up for you. This has been a production of the Owasso Sports Network.
Yo, my guy, trying to get some bread. I need that moolah for my new drip. You feel me? It's low-key urgent.
He's trying to do a withdrawal. Bet broski, you've been a lock in that cheddar and glow up real quick.
Hey, I see you, Granny.
Hey, meteorologist Travis Meyer here, and we're going on up to the First Bank of Owasso camera. And of course, it's Friday night for high school football. Why is the camera moving? Production, can you give me a shot of what's going on? Is that Rambo?
Welcome back to Owasso, where the Lady Rams clinched their regional championship today with a 13-0 victory over the Muskogee Lady Roughers. Congratulations to Coach Shane Eicher as the plaque presentation has been made, but certainly a lot more softball yet to be played. You want to celebrate this victory in this moment as Coach Eicher is explaining that to his girls. It's still some work yet to be done, and it was a complete performance today by the Lady Rams. Haley Trulakis on the mound or in the circle doing a fantastic job, only giving up one hit there in that final inning. And as she came out very focused today. Defensively, the Lady Rams doing an excellent job out in the field. Everyone making plays, the outfield, the infield, and then offensively, it was just the bats came out and were alive early in this ball game. The Lady Rams able to put 6 runs on the board in the second inning, and really Muskogee just didn't have an answer for that. They had defeated Ponca City earlier today, but boy, back-to-back games here in this kind of heat can take its toll as the Muskogee Lady Ruffers, congratulations on their season, but just unable to get anything going. The Lady Rams, as we mentioned, 6 runs there in the second inning, kept applying pressure, come back in the third inning, had 2 runs, and then in the fourth inning, that's still smoking, coming out and adding 5 more runs as they win this here today over the Lady Ruffers 13-0. We'll see if we can get Coach Eicher here in just a moment, but certainly want to thank our sponsors allowing us to bring you Owasso Lady Ram softball, Restoration Chiropractic, First United Mortgage, Tulsa Accident Center, State Farm Agent Casey Miller, Jim Glover Auto Family, and then also our friends down at Waldo's Chicken, the official watch party of Owasso Athletics. We'll see if we can get Coach Eicher to join us here and give us a moment. Coach, congratulations on a big win. By big win today, I mean you had that slow start yesterday. None of that was apparent here today.
Yeah, I was a little worried the first inning. We walked the lead off, and then KK makes a great play behind the plate, a strikeout, throw out, Isom lays out, and I think it's a game of momentum. And they kind of had it, and we took it, and then we just ran with it.
Well, and it's a game of offense, defense. You got good pitching from Haley Trulakis. Defensively, the girls were making play, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Isom with that diving tag. Those are the kind of plays that can become contagious, and you could feel the energy immediately after that play.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Kayla Isom's just a phenomenal athlete. She's just a sophomore. I was really proud of her. That's what we talked about over there, and the KK put that ball on the money too, and we got the strikeout. So, once I was kind of nervous, and we got that. I'm like, okay, here we go.
You had big bats here today. The Lady Rams with 12 hits in the ball game. The big inning started early. That second inning, you get 6 runs across. But your 9-hole hitter, Trinity Scott, she's been on a tear the last couple of days.
She is not a 9-hole hitter. She's just to turn the lineup back over, and she's really worked on her swing this year in the last month, and she's done so well. She had a great tournament in Kansas City as well. So, I mean, and she's another athlete. I mean, she could be anybody's leadoff, but she has really worked, and she's done a great job.
You had 3 hits each from KK Knight, and then also Sydney Thomas. Not such a good day yesterday. Comes out today, throws that behind her. She goes 3 for 3 on the day as well.
Yeah, she did. She lost a fingernail. I guess I didn't know this, and it was hurting her when she swung. So I was asked her in the cages today, I'm like, you okay? She said, no, Coach, I'm ready to go. I want to play. So I'm glad you did, and I'm really proud of her,
I don't know if I've heard that before, only in girls softball.
That's what I'm saying. And I didn't even have a clue. And I was like, Sydney, you swung great in the cages today, and in the game, she said, I know, and I was like, and the kids told me that she'd lost a nail. She goes, it hurts. And I was like, whatever, it's girls.
Things you don't have to, don't think you have to deal with. So.
No, exactly.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Another return to the state tournament.
Yes, sir.
And still some work yet to be done.
Yeah, we're not finished. Yes, sir.
All right, congratulations on a big win today.
Thanks, Steve.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Also, head softball coach Shane Eicher here today. He's been kind of the consistent measure in coaching here at Owasso as they will return to the state tournament with a big victory here today over Muskogee in dominating fashion, 13-0. Another Lady Rams victory. They improved to 27-8 on the season. They'll be headed to the state tournament next week down in Oklahoma City. Thank you for joining us here today. Want to thank you for listening. And I also want to thank our crew, the Owasso Sports Network, Brock Crawford, Johnny Dash, and his crew, doing a great job allowing us to bring you Owasso Lady Rams softball here today from Owasso. 13-0, Owasso over Muskogee, winning the regional championship. This has been a production of the Owasso Sports Network. Have a great afternoon, everyone.